Hey, welcome to the Existential Stoic Podcast. Quick fix. Today we're going to talk about making better decisions.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Because I've made a ton of bad decisions.
So
Yeah.
I'm Danny. I'm here with Randy.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Randy. So today we each have a couple ideas for how to make better decisions in life. Ooh. So we
Yeah.
want to do that, right? We want to live better lives. We need to make better decisions.
Right, because your life ends up being the sum total of all of your decisions. So if you want to have a good life, you might as well make good decisions.
Right? It kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So do you want me to start today?
Yeah.
All right, I'll start. So my first one, I think, one of the things we have difficulty with is we are faced with a lot of decisions, but not all of them are important. And I think a lot of times limiting decisions is a good way to start making better decisions. Get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter. If you're trying to decide about a show to watch and you're wasting an hour looking at Netflix, right, trying to pick a show, that is a waste of time, right? Limit your decisions to what matters. Focus on what's important. What will move me forward? What will help me get through today or make myself a better person?
Yeah, like that's one thing that I do that I learned from Mark Zuckerberg is I have very limited decisions in terms of what to wear. Because every day, like you have so much mental energy that you can actually use to create anything in your life. And so deciding what to wear was something that's just not important to me.
Well, they actually said Barack Obama, when he became president, he got rid of a bunch of suits and just kept, I think it was blue and gray. So you only had to pick, you just pick out a suit. That's it. You're good.
Yeah,
Good to go.
no thought that goes into it. So that's a really great one.
Okay.
All right, so for making better decisions, one of my things that I like to do is I ask what my role models would want me to do. Like, for instance, in this decision I'm trying to make in which direction to go in my life, I ask what would Naval Ravikant want me to do, because I think he's very good at decision making and doing this stuff. And it gave me a very clear answer, because I know exactly what he would say to do, and that helped me focus it, because I'm like, I want to be able to do what he's able to do, and in order to do what he's able to do, I have to be able to make decisions like him.
I like that too, because you mentioned having role models, which it can help give you a focus, give you a direction, and that can make decisions easier as well, right? Because you kind of have an idea of what this other person's done. That's a way for me to move forward. I like that. So role models are good.
Yeah.
My second one might seem a little odd, but I think it works well. It's important for me, at least. So positive thoughts, knowing you can do it. Because see, I think one of the things we struggle with in decision making is the fear of failure, fear of whatever, and we actually paralyze ourselves. So knowing you can do it, developing positivity, we've talked about this on the show before, I think gives you the energy to deal with life's problems and also make decisions. When you are depressed, when you feel a victim, decisions become very difficult and challenging. So to overcome that, you need to work on positivity. We talked about the small delights before. Noticing something little each day that gives you pleasure is delightful, something like that.
Yeah, I like what you say there with the positivity and kind of the getting out of your way, because it's almost like the mindset, like, if whatever I attempt to do is possible, which would I do? Because oftentimes we make decisions thinking that something is impossible.
Exactly, yeah.
But if everything's possible, and if I can succeed at whatever I put my effort into, what would I actually choose? And then that is really the direction that you want to go.
Yeah, right, exactly. So you're looking at things, everything is possible, nothing's impossible for you. It might take time and effort, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So the next one that I like to ask is, does this get me closer to my goal?
Ooh,
Because
I like that.
having direction in life, if you do a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't get you in that direction, you're never going to get there. So when you're trying to decide, like again, when I was trying to decide which way to go in my life, I can either stay doing what I'm doing or change directions. And I see that changing directions is actually what's going to get me in alignment and closer to my goal. So that is the clear answer, because it's getting me to my goal.
Yeah, I like that a lot too, because it gives you focus. It keeps you on track to what you want to do, right? Okay, for my last one, I have think for yourself. Because I think, making decisions, a lot of times we worry about what other people are thinking, how it'll affect other people. But if we're only worried about other people, we never live our own life. And at the end of the day, this is your life. No one's going to live it for you. We've said that before, right? The only way to make this life your own and to make it meaningful and to make better decisions is to start thinking for yourself. Realize you can make decisions, essentially.
Yeah, that's so important that you actually do what's right for you. You may have to do what you think is right by other people until you do all that stuff and you are totally unfulfilled. Like that happened to me. I was doing all this stuff because that's what my parents wanted me to do.
That happened to me too, right? Going to school, doing all these things, trying to live the life that we thought they would be happy with.
Yeah, and then I got that, and I was totally unfulfilled. I was a model son, and I was totally unfulfilled and miserable. And then I was like, this doesn't work, and I need to figure out, hey, I need to do what's right for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's so important.
Yep. And so my last one would be, let me just find it because my phone shut off, but my last one would be, oh, here's what it is. If you're unsure, choose what's more difficult in the short term.
I like this one.
Yeah, because oftentimes when given decisions, we have one that's difficult in the short term, but it has long-term benefits. Whereas we have another one that's kind of easy in the short term, but in the long term, it's not really great. And so the mistake is that we'll choose what's easy right now. But the thing is, if you do what's easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what's hard, choose the short-term difficulty, your life will be easy.
I love that one because it's so fucking true. Like, it is
And it's
honestly,
counterintuitive.
Yeah, it is. It's counterintuitive, but it's honest to God true. We're trained to pick the easy thing. We want the immediate pleasure. We want to relax. We want to be lazy. But the fact is, none of that will get us to where we need to go. You pick the hard thing now, and guess what? The hard things get easier over time too, because you're getting over those obstacles. You're learning how to get through them quicker. And I think, this is so important to think about, right? Doing what's difficult now rather than putting it off, rather than waiting.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great advice, yeah.
Perfect. So that is all today for the quick
Wow.
fix number 6.
Number 6.
Making better decisions.
All right, please subscribe and share this with friends and stuff. I hope it helps out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Thanks, and we'll see you back next week.
See you later, Andy.